All right, glad you could join me. We're going to be cooking. So we're going to be preparing blood pressure stew. Just call it blood pressure stew. It's designed to lower blood pressure. Everything in this stew is an ingredient that should help you to lower your blood pressure or not have a negative impact on your blood pressure. So we've got everything ready to go right here. This is half of the recipe that I just gave you, and I'll put it all up on the screen and everything. You'll be able to read it. This is half of the recipe because I made half the other night. This is a tomato sauce. These are all your other ingredients. There's your chicken. Got a little bit of olive oil, enough to coat the bottom of the pan. And first thing I'm going to do is throw some chicken in there. These are breasts and thighs. Get the chicken in there. Get some seasoning on it. A little black pepper. A little paprika. Little red peppers, the crushed red peppers. Oh yeah, a little spice. Flip these bad boys over. Alright, as you may have noticed, I neglected to tell you before, you got to season both sides. It's going to be a little spicy. And one thing that every single gorilla meal has to have is cayenne pepper. Woo! Woo! How every girl does it. You got to have some cayenne pepper. Just a little bit because we're already pretty well seasoned in every meal. Got to have that cayenne pepper. You want that cayenne pepper in every meal or the shit's not an official gorilla meal. Now, we're going to add our ingredients, our other ingredients here. I got some paper here, got a cheat sheet. So, I got to add first thing, 1 large can of crushed tomatoes. Crushed tomatoes first. Put that in there. And again, I'm doing half a recipe. It's also got my beans in there, right? Some beans, but some beans are over here. Got a little onion in there. A little bit. It's from the last time. Alright, the next thing we got to add is chopped tomatoes. Chopped tomatoes is next. Chopped tomatoes goes in there. Chopped tomatoes goes in there. Yeah, you got to stir her up a little bit. Stir her up a little. Alright, then I want to add what's next on my list here. Chopped onion. Chopped onion's going in there. A lot of onion. A lot of onion. Chopped onion going there. I'll mix it up again in a minute. Minced garlic. Decent amount of garlic in there. Rinsed and strained can of kidney beans. We already got some of them in here. Here's the rest of them. Kidney beans going in next. Mushrooms in there. Yeah. I used to never eat mushrooms. I only started eating mushrooms in the past, and not really eating much of them, but trying them even. I wouldn't even give them a try previously. I only started trying them just in the past probably a couple of years. But now I'm full on going to eat the son of a bitches because they're just too good for you to pass up. All right, now we're talking about spinach. We got to add this spinach in here. So we got all this spinach. Let's say about 2 nice handfuls of spinach in here. I got big beaters, so you have to figure it out for yourself to some extent. That's probably enough. One of my handfuls is probably enough. I like a little bit extra spinach. Okay. Then we're going to put a lid on it, and we're going to let her simmer for a little while. All right. It's getting there. It's not completely 100% wilted yet, but it's almost there. The important thing is you have to leave it covered. All this shit was washed, by the way, before we wash your spinach off, wash your chicken. But if you don't have the cover on there, it's not going to turn into stew. What turns it into stew is this condensation coming to the top of this cover is actually what's going to help to turn it into stew. And you too, if I can cook this, you can cook this. I'm telling you right now, if I can do it, you can do it. You just get you a cheat sheet, and I'm going to put all this at the end of the video so you can see it for yourself. It is delicious when it's done. I learned how to cook like this in 3 easy lessons. You can too. Just send $29.95 to Gorilla with the Calls, care of James Tiny Vest, and I will come to your house and show you how to cook it, unless I can't make it, so that part can't be guaranteed. Thank you. Let's stir it up a little bit. All right, yeah. Oh yeah, it's starting to smell good, it is. Now one thing you got to make sure of that easily slips my mind, especially this time of the evening, is you want to keep the chicken on the bottom as much as you can and keep it covered with everything else so that as it continues to cook, everything seeps down into the chicken. Get all your flavor in there. You want the chicken on the bottom. You don't want to mix it up like I just did and leave it like that. You can mix it up, but you want to make sure when you put the cover back on, the chicken's under all this shit. And then put your top on and let it cook. Let it simmer. All right, one more thing here. Since we have extra chicken here, so since it's already out, it's a good idea, we do a lot of grilling, to go ahead and season it as you're wrapping it up to put it away. Go ahead and season it as you're wrapping it up to put it away. Remember, if you're trying to keep that blood pressure down, you'll notice I didn't put any salt in this meal over here. And like I said, all of the ingredients in that meal are blood pressure reducing ingredients. Ingredients recommended for foods you should eat to lower your blood pressure, except for the chicken, which is fairly lean. You know, it's chicken. Give you a good view of this delicious looking blood pressure stew. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, look at that steam rising. All right, and that's going to go over top of this quinoa. We buy in bulk, so that's what it looks like. We're going to measure this out here. Maybe we can do a cup of quinoa, 2 cups of water. It's 2 to 1. All right, we got our quinoa going over here, and we got to see if this here chicken is done. So we're going to have to cut that chicken. Cut that chicken. We don't want to see any pink. Damn it. I think it needs a little longer, a little bit longer. All right, so our quinoa has come to a boil. Coming to a boil. Now the reason you want to use quinoa, that I'm going to use quinoa, first I'm going to turn this down. Turn this flame way down. As far as I can. Way down. Now throw the cover over it. Let it simmer. Now how do you know when it's done? Damn if I know. That's an awful good question. Supposedly there's some little rings around it, and you're going to see these rings pop off. It's going to give you some kind of indication. I'll show you what the hell I'm talking about because I got no idea, but that's what I'm looking for. I guess I'm going to spy. That's why I got these cheaters on. And then you can try and taste one and see. Now the reason I'm using quinoa is it's a better choice in this instance than rice, or you could use rice, you could use pasta, use whatever you want to do if you want to screw it up. Oh, just a couple more fast tips about your quinoa there. You want to keep an eye on it. You got that flame turned down, you're letting it simmer. You might want to keep an eye and stir it every now and then because it's like rice. You don't want the water to boil off or evaporate off and start to stick. And there was something else I wanted to say about that shit, and I don't remember what the hell it was now. If I remember it, I'll come back. Oh yeah, you can season your quinoa. You could have put some seasoning in there, but I have so much seasoning in the blood pressure stew that I don't think I need any in the quinoa. No additional seasoning required. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's completely finished. It all plumps up. All the ringlets have popped off. And also it's going to be soft. You know, you taste it. Sorry about that, I got steam coming up here, fogging up my camera lens. But it's going to be, they're going to be soft when you taste them. I don't have another pot. I'm working on balls and knuckles around here, limited kitchen supplies. Doing better than previously, but anyway. So it's time to chow down. This is already done. I checked the chicken. So let's get it going. Let's get it down the hatch. All plated up. Got your quinoa, all your awesome ingredients. Chicken. Look how tender that chicken is. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see what it tastes like. I know it's killer hot, but I'll make a sacrifice and burn my tongue for you. Hang on.
Smart faucet answers without it. Moen, wash my hands.
Mm.
Only one faucet.
That's really good.
Hundreds of presets that deliver
Seasoning is incredibly good. It's really good, surprisingly, with me just haphazardly adding seasoning. 2 thumbs up for this meal. 2 thumbs up. Alright, I'm going to tell you straight up now. Straight up. This is restaurant quality food. This shit is restaurant quality food. I'm telling you right now. You know, another point of interest about this food is this is very hearty. This is not like some kind of a diet, you know, flimsy type of meal that's going to be unsubstantial. It's a really hearty meal, hearty food. Good for this type of weather. It's starting to get chilly. Trying to. And as I am not like an avid mushroom eater, though I am forced by circumstance to consider the lowly mushroom because I have high blood pressure lately and I'm trying to hang around a while. So I want to control through food. I want to control it through exercise. I want to control it naturally. Oh, excuse me, if at all possible. Once I figured a whole of it out. But, so the mushrooms that are in here, you know, Val got me introduced to mushrooms. She got me to eat them some. But I never really took to them like, you know, I would eat them and try them in things. But with it in here, what I found is there's such a cornucopia of flavorful ingredients in here that I don't know what the hell the mushrooms contribute or what they don't contribute because it's so mixed up together that you don't really, it doesn't stand out to me that they're in here. Anyway, that's it. Try it for yourself.